Good morning, class. Today, for our lesson, I would like you to refer to the picture which I have drawn on the whiteboard. Can anyone tell me what they think this picture is about? Now, I'll give you a clue. If you've studied Celtic mythology or Jung or paganism, you'll probably find a pattern in here. But what's that? It's a mixture of different mythologies. You're right. I've got archetypes from Christianity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I've got archetypes from goddess worship, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. And I've got archetypes from Celtic mythology, the trickster, and I've got archetypes from the Old Testament as well, the warrior and the sage. And what I've tried to do here, class, is melt them all together in a way where we can access all of them in our understanding of human nature, of how we relate to the world, and of our different energies. Now I'll tell you a bit about each of the archetypes. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I probably don't really need to explain much, and plus they're kind of hard to explain. But I guess you could say Jehovah, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit is just spirit. Everyone knows what spirit is. It's kind of the relationship between the Father and the Son, but it's really complicated. And especially as a Catholic, they will like one bit different. Let's not get into that. Okay, you've got the maiden, the mother, and the crone. They're aspects of the goddess. The maiden broadly is a young woman. The mother is the middle-aged woman. And the crone is the old woman. And you've got the trickster, the warrior, and the sage. Now, as far as I know, this is the first time that they've been arranged like this as a counter to the image of the goddess, which is more to do with the image of womanhood, which is why I'm including it in here, because it's kind of like a counter to the whole Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Well, I'm a woman, so how can I, relate the different aspects of myself to God? So you've got the trickster. The trickster is kind of the green man. He's a healer. He's playful. He's mischievous. He's a shapeshifter. You've got the warrior, which is pretty much a universal archetype. It resonates very strongly with males because of their testosterone, and it's some kind of about conquering, but it's also, you fit the Father in there as well, human Father. That's different from God Father. It's complicated. Now you've got the sage, which is the wise man, the old man, and the prophet and the priest in the Bible, and the bard and the druid in Celtic mythology. Basically the old man that has been there and done that and has time to sit and just reflect on God, because he's not running around being a warrior and saving the day, or like exploring his sexuality like the trickster. It's kind of stages of life. Maiden, trickster, that's the young man and the young woman discovering their sexuality, which, by the way, is not just about being in romantic relationships and having sex. It's broader than that. And then that is the more mature stage, where it all becomes really intense and where you want to take care of other people, want to make your impact on the world. And this is kind of the spiritual reflection. I think my flatmate's home. But you see, life isn't linear in the sense we maybe discover different levels as we grow up because of our experiences, but just because we become a mother doesn't mean we're no longer a maiden, and a maiden might become a crone before she becomes a mother if she's spiritually very advanced. Maiden, mother, and crone. Well, as for the archetypes that I identify with, well, in terms of my sexuality and my place in the world, I see myself more as a trickster and a warrior. But in terms of my spirituality, I'm kind of more grounded in the feminine and the ancient crone. It's quite interesting. And you might be like a maiden and a mother in your sexuality and then identify with a male god. That's quite an Old Testament path for women to take. Of course, you might be a trickster and a warrior and identify with the crone, which maybe is kind of a Celtic man. So you can sort of look at the different archetypes and sort of see where you fit. It's a bit more inclusive. Yeah,